This is a step-by-step for installing peel and stick wallpaper murals by Walls of Wisdom. This is what your package looks like when it arrives, and inside you will see your panels of wallpaper, an installation guide, and a vinyl squeegee to smooth out any air pockets in the wallpaper. It's important to note that your walls need to be properly cleaned and prepped before applying wallpaper. This is an 8-foot by 8-foot wall mural, so it comes with 4 different wallpaper panels. Each panel comes numbered, so you don't have to guess which goes where. This is a pro tip, but I really recommend getting a laser level. We got this one at Lowe's for $15. This helps make sure the wallpaper is in a straight line and also makes the panels a lot easier to line up. Now I'm just cutting the label off of panel 1, and now we're ready to start hanging. The first panel, in my opinion, is always the easiest to hang up. I'm just lining it up with the laser level and then smoothing it out. Now I'm grabbing panel 2 and cutting off the label. Another pro tip is to remove the backing on a flat surface to reduce the risk of tears. Now we're on to panel 2. These murals come with a 1/4 inch overlap, so I'm slightly overlapping panel 2 over panel 1. It's common to have to make some adjustments. Right here, this L isn't lining up just the way I want it to. So what I did was I lined up the L and then I worked my way back up to make sure it was lined out properly. Here's a closer look so that you can see how seamless this can look. A lot of times I like to match up the seams where it overlaps, and then I'll work my way to the other side. When I get that all laid out, we're on to panel 3. Here I'm just cutting out the panel label. One good thing about these murals is you do have some wiggle room. You're not going to lose your stick if you need to adjust something or if you make mistakes like this.
Put it upside down.
I was so confused why this panel wasn't lining up until I realized it was upside down. So I flipped it and it was fine after that. This is another example of what I mean when I say I like to line up where it overlaps and make the letters match, and then I work my way to the other side. Now we're on to the last and final panel. This panel was probably the trickiest to me, but I think it was because I was laying it sideways, kind of at a slant, so it wasn't lining up properly. It was just slightly off, so it would line up on the top but not on the bottom, but you just have to play with it a little bit and it'll work itself out. And if you were wondering, I'm installing this wallpaper on orange peeled textured walls. Our wallpaper is also going to work on knockdown finishes. And for paint types, our wallpaper is going to stick to semi-gloss and satin finishes. Another reason that I like working from left to right is because I can line those overlaps up, and if there's any creasing or air bubbles, I usually can just pull that right side up and it's going to be easier than working from top to bottom. And there you go. That's how you install a Walls of Wisdom wallpaper mural.